G'day, Marvel Future Fight Gamers, VaderG here, welcome back to the channel. Okay, Wanda Alliance Battle Extreme, with CTP of Rage versus CTP of Judgment Brilliant form. So this was something I was extremely interested in. I already had Wanda built with a CTP of Rage prior to, so I don't know if any of you guys following my channel know that I went into that recent secrets shop, got a Brilliant CTP of Judgment, right? My candidate for that was Wanda, okay? And I also got the 6-star artifact selector and I picked her as well. I thought, she's used 2 times in a fortnight. Why would you not do that? So yeah, that's what I chose. So basically, I had always intended, if I got a Brilliant Judgment, which I did, to put it on Wanda, but I had a CTP of Rage on her from her prior meta format in Universal Female Hero and also Universal Hero generally. So today was a good day to try that out, right? CTP of Rage. And what's the lowdown? What is the lowdown? Well, the lowdown is I ran a bunch with a CTP of Rage first, and I ended up scoring 11.86 million, right? It's pretty bloody handy. It's very, very respectable. 11.86 million with a CTP of Rage. Then I switched over to the Brilliant Judgment that I had that came with a shit roll, and I re-rolled it. So I re-rolled it once, and I re-rolled it to 100, 70, 200%. So you see the one that she's got on her now is 50, 80 to 20%, but I initially rolled this one to 100, 70, 200% and scored less than what I did with the CTP of Rage. So 170, 200% and a bunch of runs, 11.6 million. Alright, 11.6 million compared to a Rage which was 11.86 million. Okay, then I rolled it once more and it went to 24% all attack. So instead of this type advantage here, it went to 24% all attack with just a 200% proc on it as well. My score bumped from 11.6 million to 11.7 million. So the 24% all attack is better than the 100/70 type advantage, only by 100k, but still lesser than the good old CTP of Rage, right? So CTP of Rage 11.86, this 24% all attack 11.7 million. Then I rolled it again, and I kind of probably had a luckier roll. So I rolled this thing 4 times total. The first time it went to 170, 200, then 24% all attack, and then it went to 50, 80 to 20%. And I'm kind of thinking, surely that's not going to make a huge amount of difference, but it actually did. Within the first run, I was beating the Rage score, so I was beating the 11.86 million with this Brilliant CTP of Rage, but not by a huge amount, right? So roughly the same sort of score. And then a few runs later, I scored 12.15 million, which I think was actually a pretty lucky run. I delayed the Beast Roar, and yeah. So guys, I'm just letting you know. So okay, yeah, if you have a Brilliant Judgment and you have a good roll on it, right? So this is how I'm conditioning this. If you have a decent roll, so a decent roll or above, it'll score higher than the CTP of Rage. If you just get a Brilliant CTP of Judgment and you don't re-roll it, the chances are you're going to have a shit roll on it, or an ordinary roll. It's going to score less than a CTP of Rage. Alright, and given the cost of a Brilliant CTP, that's just preposterous in my mind. So, I've done a bunch of runs. I've done an adequate number of runs with each of these CTPs to be able to get a really good grasp on where they sit in terms of scoring. And obviously your playstyle adjusts a little bit, like with a Brilliant CTP of Rage with a type proc, you run around just a tiny bit. But her skills are so damn continuous, right? Her skills are just crazy continuous that there's really no opportunity to run around and charge things up at all. It's nearly like a waste, but it's not. It still counts. It still adds up. You might get it away 4 or 5 times in a match, maybe more than that, but it's really not. It's not OP. Okay, so let's just put it that way. A Brilliant CTP of Judgment is not OP on Wanda, and in fact, I'm sort of thinking, is there even better units to put it on where it would actually deliver more points? 11.86 with a 11.86 mil with a CTP of Rage, nothing to be sneezed at. So obviously a really good Rage character. However, I will try her out in War Boss Legend, and I'm probably find that with a Brilliant CTP of Judgment, she'd just be going apeshit there. she would just really be really performing well. So anyway, guys, I just thought I'd share that information. I would have liked to have had that information before I did my own trials and wasted 4 CTPs, but at the same token, I've done those trials, and I'm just sharing that information with you guys. Take it or leave it. You might, it's Wales shit, right? It's Wales territory, Wales talk, and I understand that only an extremely small percentage of the population base have a brilliant CTP of judgment to apply to another character. To the rest, to the 99.998% of the remaining player base, stick a CTP of Rage on her. You're really not going to see much difference. Alright guys, thanks for that. See ya.